something that Sabrina might be excited about or not excited about, maybe upset about, is Quentin Tarantino is announcing his last movie. Well, they're saying this is probably going to be his last movie because he said he's doing 10 movies and then he was done directing. So the 10th one's been announced. It's called The Movie Critic. The Movie Critic. And it takes place in the 1970s. So it follows a detective in the 1970s, and that's all they really know about it so far. So it's very vague, you know. Now the thing is, though, it's a female film critic in the 1970s. Actually, my apologies. So yeah, so they're gonna be doing that. That's the thing. But he's also talked about writing a 10-episode TV show he wants to do. He also talked about doing this backstory movie about Cliff Booth, who was Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And so he was talking about doing that too. But this is what he's saying he's doing next. So will that be his last movie or will it not be his last movie? That's the question. I don't know. He's penned the script. He's directing it, though. There's no studio attached yet. But, I mean, if all signs point to this is number 10, then this is his last movie, right? What do you think, Sabrina? You think this is it? Or do you think that he will shift gears and do more stuff because he's got that itch?
Well, he's already done 10 movies, but he, for some reason, counts Kill Bill 1 and 2 as the same movie instead of two movies. So I guess this would actually be 11 movies, but I see where you're going, bud. It upsets me immensely because I love his work. I love him. I mean, some movies I like more than others, obviously. This Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was awesome. Pulp Fiction is still and will always be in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, if not number 1 for me. Honestly, I love Pulp Fiction. When it came out, I'm obsessed with it. There are so many I've watched it so many times. The way that it's cut out of order and it makes you think and it makes you wonder and there are just so many things going on that I love as a moviegoer. Sometimes, I just want to watch something that's hilarious and pointless, like Step Brothers. You know what I mean? But I really like to engage my brain when I watch a good movie, and Pulp Fiction was Memento, went backwards. You know what I mean? It's something that you really have to focus on and really pay attention and see what's going on. And I really appreciate that. Reservoir Dogs, amazing movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and Kill Bill, the first one when I saw it, all the gratuity with the, old school karate Japanese style with them cutting limbs off and the blood spraying and all this shit. I was this is kind of weird for him. But I was oddly into it. And the story was so good. His writing is so good. His characters are always so dialogue heavy, which I fucking love because they're all brilliant. And most of the time they're strong fucking women, which I really, really, really love. A lot of people don't glorify women the way that he do as smart, strong, independent, ass kicking bitches. So I love that about him. And also even in Death Proof, which a lot of people don't love, that's one of my favorite movies that he did. That was part of Grindhouse, which we actually touched on Grindhouse yesterday a little bit. I Stuntman Mike, man. Stuntman Mike. I love him, and I think he has so much to offer the world. And if this is his last movie, I'm super upset. Also, if you're watching, please cast me because my lifelong dream has been to work with you as a director. So I will just be a girl in the store that says, yes.
Jake's writing it down. Jake's taking notes.
It's called The Movie Critic. It's Quentin Tarantino's last movie.
The Movie Critic, yeah.
Literally, my lifelong dream as a human being or an actress is to work with you as a director. I could literally just one line, thank you, sir. Or I'd PA for you. I don't care. I just want to work with you. You're literally my inspiration for film. Everything ever, everything everywhere all at once. It's you, Quentin Tarantino. So I'm super, super sad if this is your last movie. I hope it's not. I hope you get the itch and come back. And if it is, please find some space for me on your set. I don't care what it is. I'll shine shoes. I don't care. Please.
Well, that's the whole thing. The fact that he said he's doing 10 and then he has these other announcements like this 10-episode TV show. But, he might not even direct that. He might just write that and pass it on and be executive producer. That happens a lot. And the DiCaprio thing, too, is people are talking about that. But that's also something he thought it'd be fun to do, He thought it'd be fun to do Cliff, bring up his story and get back into it. So, work with DiCaprio. He had a fun time with that character. The flamethrower thing was awesome in that movie.
Oh, so cool.
So good. But I don't know. Jake, what do you think? Do you think all signs point to this is his last movie, or do you think that he won't stop?
I don't know. I mean, he might stop going so hard, but I don't know if he'll stop.
Maybe take some time off.
We talked
maybe
about that before. Like, yo, I'm done after this. I'm gonna retire. Like, that would be pretty lame. If anybody's gonna actually retire and be done, it'll be him. Like, actually sticking to what he says, which would really suck. Like, Serena just mentioned. Like, he's the one who's like, no, I'm really done. Like, screw you guys. I'm actually done. That's it. Yeah. So I don't know. He's had a good enough career, and there's enough stuff out there for us all to see. It's gonna be sad to not see more of what's going on inside of his head. So, I don't know.
That dialogue-driven scripts that he writes all the time.
It's just and it's the bantering between characters and the aggressiveness that they hold is unbelievable. So
and the badassness.
Yeah.
Super badassness.
Everybody is. It's just like Clash of the Titans in every single movie. So
you know what? If he stops, like, what's Sam Jackson gonna do? That's all I'm saying. Sam Jackson's not gonna have any movies anymore. Yeah. I mean, him alone would probably be like, he'll call him Tarantino, like, man, you can't stop.
Right, he might try. Yeah,
I can't be doing Snakes in the Plane the rest of my career. Come on, man. I need that gritty kind of character you always give me. Come on. I don't know. I honestly don't believe he's done. I mean, I feel like this 10 movies, 10 directing things he put back out how long ago now? So I think, the older you get, maybe the more he's like having fun with it, and he has all these ideas in his head still. Maybe the 10 movies will be like you're saying, it'll be like the pressure will be off from doing more, and he can just sit back and take more time and digest stuff, and then eventually do something later on.
I just want to be clear with the fact very quickly. Samuel L. Jackson has been in 100 movies.
I know. That was a joke.
Literally, he has probably been in more movies than any other actor on the planet. So, and it was a funny joke, but I just want to be clear. Samuel L. Jackson be working. Period. Okay.
Get these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane.
He doesn't need Quentin Tarantino's 10 films. Like, that's not his be all.
Some of his best. He
hasn't even been in all 10, but
he's so good in them.
Oh, 100%. Dude, Jules in Pulp Fiction. I will never, as long as it's one of my favorite characters. One of my favorite characters ever written, ever penned. He's just the way he develops characters and creates characters and puts them in this world of chaos. Like, you feel for every single one of them. You feel for the murderer. You feel for the drug addict. You feel for the killer. You feel for every single person. And that's really hard to do, if you ask me. And I just even the way he handled that last scene in Pulp Fiction when Amanda Plummer is like on the freaking table in the diner, and she's like, I'll kill every last motherfucking one, which is the way the movie starts, but also kind of at the end, we see what happens there.
It comes around.
Like, tell her, bitch, be cool. Like he has such a way of like tying everything up the proper way so that there aren't a million fucking questions, and you are invested in all of the characters, and that's like really, in my opinion, hard to do.
Yeah,
I don't want to throw away.
And again, it shows like his directing skills. Like, it always looks good. He always has some interesting angles he shoots with, which a lot of directors have a hard time like doing the directing and actually the cinematography stuff. But he has a combination of both. And his style. I just think of like in Death Proof, that one scene where they're sitting at the table and it's going around. The camera keeps going around and around and around the whole table, like for one whole scene. It's like 4 or 5 minutes, like a 5-minute scene. And it's so like the dialogue is so Tarantino, and the way it moves is so Tarantino. It's good. I went and saw that in the theater with one of my buddies, and he doesn't like Tarantino. We went and saw Death Proof, and we went to see the Grindhouse, the whole thing. He wanted to see the Rodriguez one. I'm like, I want to see both of them. He went to the bathroom because he's like, oh, one of those Tarantino shots. He leaves, and he comes back, and he's like, it's still happening. I'm like, sit down. Wow. It's great. Sit down. It's great. Right. Give the man a fucking break.
I love him.
Tarantino, don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Have you heard that? Don't stop.
He could redo Mad Max Fury Road. I'd be happy if he redid that.
That'd be cool. Maybe he needs to go into that world. Why doesn't he direct something like a fucking Star Wars movie or something too?
I don't think
How
he's
cool!
Gonna do that.
He was supposed to do Star Trek. And I was like, I'm fucking down to see Sam Jackson be a Klingon.